supported by that lady in material particulars. So that was of great importance. It drove the prosecution at one stage solemnly to suggest that Hanratty might have been in Liverpool and that there was an air service from Liverpool to the south which was regular, and perhaps he'd come down for the occasion and then gone back to Liverpool or Rill or whatever. That seemed to us to be quite absurd.
After 21 days, it was by then the longest murder trial in British history. Mr. Justice Gorman sent out the jury. 5 hours later, the jury, still undecided, returned for guidance. Hanratty was brought up from his cell.
So that was a rather unfortunate incident, because he obviously came up having steeled himself to hear the verdict. And no verdict was available. What the jury said was, when you tell us we have to be sure, do you mean certain sure? And the judge then gave them further direction for about 20 minutes, which sounded to me a bit like, if you're asking that question, it's perhaps you're not certain sure.
3 hours later, the jury returned for a second time.
The jury said, can we have some supper? And the judge was furious that Hanratty there, biting his fingernails, of course, he should be subjected to that sort of delay. However, somewhat irritably, because it was a great strain on the judge too. I mean, he showed the strain. He was cross, but he ordered that sandwiches should be provided, and they were. And out went the jury again.
At 9:10 that Saturday evening, the verdict was delivered.
Nearly 10 hours after they'd first retired, and after the court had refilled 3 times, the jury filed back into the box. The clerk of the court asked the foreman for their verdict. Guilty, my lord. Cries from the public gallery. Hanratty was asked if he had anything to say. After a false start and a long pause, he said, I am innocent, my lord, and I shall appeal. The black cap was draped on the judge's wig. James Hanratty, the sentence of the court is that you suffer death in the manner authorized by law, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Mum, I only wish you had been there and seen and heard the way this case was put to me. I was in the witness box 10 hours, and I had answered every question truthfully and correctly, but it was a waste of time. It's surprising what the law can do to an innocent man. They can turn him inside out in no time.
Then, 2 days after the appeal was turned down, Charles France, Hanratty's Soho friend who had testified against him, went to a West London bedsitter, turned on the gas, and committed suicide. As Hanratty awaited execution in Bedford prison, another man began to live it up. The original suspect, Peter Alphon. At the heart of the mystery of Dead Man's Hill is Peter Louis Alphon, the original police suspect. For 30 years, his private and public statements have haunted the case.
Now, there seem to be 3 different opinions of you. People think that you're either a liar, a killer, or that you're mentally disturbed and unbalanced. Which are you?
Maybe it's all 3.
Throughout the A6 murder trial, the name of Peter Alphon recurred. John Justice was intrigued.
I decided that halfway through the trial to have a word with the first suspect. We'll go along and see if there's anything he knows. Might be able to help or might know something. And if was rather difficult to find.